Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back once again with Temur Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one, on the play for game one. Hand's a bit interesting. What would make this hand good? I mean, another land gets the turn 3 Myco spawn. I think ideally we want actually a Malevolent Rumble. We have 3 Devours to try and find it, so you know what? Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3. No Malevolent Rumble. Instead, I think we grab Forest. And follow-up one, probably stick with the forest. Last but not least, probably go with the lab. Yes, go lab. In that a case, let's go temple, pass. I'll go temple into lab. That way, if we draw into command, we can command on 3, I suppose. Not ideal, but not the end of the world either. And I think, realistically speaking, if you get the 7 here, this hand's kind of hard to beat against, or if the deck is unprepared for Eldrazi Ramp in game 1. That's because we're going to go Myco Spawn into Devourer, into Devourer, into Devourer. It's a bit much. Mishra's Bauble. Didn't say it targeted, but I'm going to guess Self based on the fact that they fetched Steam Vent Shock. Red 4. He's the Ragavan. Yes, so this almost seems like, I just almost feel like a Sven list. I'm gonna imprint Emrakul and then pass. And then we don't really I guess I should hold up the ability to respond to off chance they have, like, I don't know, land destruction main. Right? That would really suck. Gets a hit off, and Sanctum of Ugin, that's fine. Not the end of the world. Red, blue, EI. Almost feels like, is it Murktide? But I'd be surprised to see that. Verge, which they can't play. Yeah, EI on 2 always felt a bit weird. I guess they really just, in this instance, they shouldn't have played a land first. So there's just a bit of a misplay there. Malevolent Rumble. Oh, we're on turn 3, so I think I will start off with Myco Spawn. Go Eldrazi Temple and pass. Right now I don't exactly need to find action, we just simply have enough to go off of. But yeah, EA on 2, usually not good. You don't want to miss the land drop. Ease thing you can grab and put into exile. An island. Okay, Bolt, sure. Again, this feels more and more like, is it Murktide? Which is weird. Null Drift, I would have liked that. You could actually evoke that and draw 2. But it would put your guard down as a result. Are they? Looks like it. I'm not sure it's the best decision, but certainly is a decision. Yeah. Don't exactly want to play into a force, so we're not going to rumble. We're just going to get Devour number 1 down. I mean, they have to know about, they know about all 3 Devourers. Alloy Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass. I mean, it could be a Splinter Twin deck. I mean, red-blue always screams that to me. So I would like some interaction or another land off the top. DRC, Shock. If they play nothing, then I think they have Exarch. Unholy Heat triggers DRC, kills Devourer. That's fine. Blue for a dashed monkey. Alright. Ugin Lab. Would have liked that Ugin Lab. K return. I'll simply exile DRC and pass. Again, right now we're just in a position where we can just continue to rapid cast Devourers, exiling whatever they play. And with Cavernous Souls, it means that counter spells are pretty much null and void, lest they use it on Rumble. Drop down to 11. Somehow they've dealt themselves more damage than they've dealt me. Red for another Unholy Heat. Ragavan. No dash this time. Ghost Quarter. Malevolent Rumble. You have a counter spell. Spell Snare. Okay. I'm hesitant to cast this. I do think that you might be sandbagging something you want to cast. But let's go ahead. And then go to combat. I mean, if you have the Exarch, you simply enough... If you have the Exarch and Splinter Twin, you simply enough win, right? Begin combat, attack. Lethal's now on board if this connects. Actually, Lethal's on board regardless. Unless you destroy it. I feel like if you had Exarch, you would have tapped it prior to beginning of combat. Down to 5. Subtlety. Okay. I mean, I guess you didn't want to subtlety the Devourer, so I didn't get it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. There's the 8/8 Murktide. 3 here is only down to 9, but that is lethal damage. I mean, we'd be able to attack with both in, which would force them to block. So yeah, they can't do that. It's only 11 damage now. Talisman. We can't cast the return to add a type to Yard either. Talisman of Curiosity. So currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are 1 short. So we draw into a land. We have the Emrakul. And we're guaranteed its body. We could attack in bringing down Subtlety, but we would lose a Devour as well. This still might be appealing because if they can deal me damage, then we simply just lose, right? So, oh well, hold on. They have a dashed Ragavan in hand, don't they? Do they have a Ragavan in hand? He exiled the second one. So no, we don't know if they have a Ragavan in hand. I mean, right now, like I said, they deal 11. If they have a bolt, they win. If we attack with both, they're forced to block. Let's do it like this. Forces Subtlety to block. So this way we're not dead on board. Even if they have a bolt. Again, the only thing I need now is a land, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we need just a land. We got Emrakul on board. They did have the bolt. I played around it correctly. Look at that. Now they can't attack. Unless you have a blocker. That works too. End step. Return Emrakul to hand. K command. K command is mana neutral. So we could simply go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could just exile Murktide. We'll push it up to 4. Yeah, because like I said, it's mana neutral. So we could also just scry draw it. And try and cycle it. Them countering it would still kill me. We could alternatively just go big or go home and try and exile the Murktide. Interesting. Hmm, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we are at 12. Because Ghost Quarters will add 2 mana. 1 type in yard and then 1 land. I mean, we could just go to their upkeep. Alternatively, we could go command X7. For 11, we'd only need a soul land. Let's send it. Try and find a soul land. Do you have Counterspell? Oh, I had considered the possibility. So if I had instead X equaled 5. Even if I had paid 2, would that have been enough? I pay 2. We end up at 5 spawns. 4, 9. We can't fetch. Yeah. So I think we still would have been dead. Okay. Well, let's move on to game 2. So this is Murktide. As far as Murktide is concerned, I mean, we could go into Dismember. K return, still relevant for like DRC, Ragavan, potentially Magus of the Moon. We at least want Dismember in. We don't need Gemstone. We do want Bog. We don't necessarily need Ghost Quarter either. So, I mean, we could bring in 3 returns. Starting to think that the 4th return really isn't necessary in this sideboard. At least not right now. Could bring in Defense Grid, of course, but I think Dismember return should be enough for this. I think, like, Defense Grid's more for, like, proper control. On the play for game 2, I will keep, because we can go Stomping Ground, Sprawl, Talisman, Temple, down to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're 1 soul land off a T3 Drift. Shock. Sprawl for blue. And pass. Only reason why I didn't go red or green here is because we do have the Talisman to follow up. Misty Rain. Fetch. Surveil Land. Or a red source. Blue. So that tells me I have a Spell Snare. Dismember. Temple. Attempt to resolve Talisman. Resolves. Hold up Dismember then. DRC resolves. Bobble. Trigger resolves. Bobble resolves. Bobble target me. We're looking for a soul land off the top. I'll pass. Trigger and draw. K return. Well, they know about the K return, obviously. Sanctum. Any reason not to cast this now? Probably not. So, red. K return. See if DRC hits the bricks. And at least primes the K return for later. And gets a free consign out. Love that. In that case, let's Null Drift. Triggers. Draw 2. We have another Null Drifter next turn. 2, 4, 5. Tempted to Ugin, but I think we can leave off on that. Actually, though, why not? Grab a Devourer of Destiny. And I'll say DRC goes. And pass. And pass. So next turn we'll have 7. Worst thing that could happen here would be a Mag as a Harbinger. Writhing Chris. Let's go red, green. Writhing Chrysalis, hold up Dismember. I guess I could have held up the blue and then attempted the Null Drift. But yeah, I've got a feeling that we were going to be eating a Consign, which I was fine with. We'll pass in full and hold up Dismember. Steam Vent Shock down to 15 and 2 cards in hand. Draw 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to cast Null Drift. Draw 2 unless you have another Consign. Counterspell. Subtlety. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. Top. No reason for me not to. Play a land for turn, hold up Dismember again. EI. Let's see what they exile. Bobble. Cast Bobble. We're sitting on Devourer for a reason. Subtlety. We'll take the hit down to 14. Trigger. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, gonna cast Drift. I don't have any reason to exile the Subtlety when I can instead block it. Another K return. Play Ugin Lab. And imprint the Emrakul. Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat resolves. Need a Delta fetch. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could push to 13 with the Commander Dismember. Preordain resolves. I guess maybe in retrospect the better choice would have been to imprint the Devourer, because we could always play that regardless. Tank to 3, down to 11. Harbinger? No, it's Murk. It is Murktide. That is 11 damage on board. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to play the Kozilek's Return. This way, we're going to attempt to get rid of the Murktide with the Devourer. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I should have tuck the Devourer in retrospect, because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 would have liked to have played the Cavern of Souls. A bit of a misplay on my part. Should always tuck what you can already play versus I would have liked to have played the Emrakul, methinks. Because now it kind of doesn't matter. Play the Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. Yeah, if they have a consign, they win. Because they would just be able to counter the triggers, but they do not. So we clear. Alright, well that is promising then. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win for game 2. Let's move to sideboard. We'll pick up the Gemstone Cavern, and I will pitch the return. Run it back. Yeah, surprised to see isn't Murktide back, but I mean, I guess if now's the time to test out if it's good, I guess now would be the time. Don't think it's gotten really any support, has it? No, at least not in a while that I can think of. Like a temple would have made this whole lot better, but it also would require Cavern of Souls to be a green source. We'll mulligan this. This is better. I'll keep pitch and Emrakul and pass. Draw. Double temple. Do you have a force? You do not. 4 red. Pass. Thundering Falls, Surveil trigger. Pitches a counter spell. That's fine. Holds up a counter spell. I mean, right now I'm not too worried, though a Harbinger of Magus is potential for turn 3, so we'll hold up the command. We don't have anything that we want to cast, so casting this as a permission spell wouldn't make sense. We'd only want to cast this if we know we can resolve it. Devourer, so we're gonna go Commercial District then. Trigger. Lab to grave. And pass. And hold out the blade to respond once again. EI resolves. Imagine you exile land. Yeah, it's always surprising not to see EI used more than it is, because it is a really busted card. Soul Guide Lantern's fine. Misty Rain, I mean, now's not the time to use it, because if you do, we just command X2 here to scry draw and ramp. Really? That is surprising. So that leaves you wide open. I guess I should have waited for the ETB trigger in retrospect, because now they just exile it, so that's my bad. A little bit of a misplay. Yeah. Just a little. World Break. Temple. You want to hold on to these spawns. They'll be important in case they do have something. Exile the falls. Do you have a consign? Consign the body, consign the trigger. Consign the body, and then they can soul guide to clear it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. If they don't, we could always bring it back, but no, they clear. Okay. So that leaves me open to playing the Rumble. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so even if they do have a Harbinger, we can cast a Devourer. Preordain. So no Harbinger or Magus this turn. Okay, I still could do it. Draw. Let's see. Let's attempt to resolve Rumble. I imagine this gets countered. No reason for me to cast a Devourer right now. Really? I'm tempted to go Bog, but I think we go Myco Spawn. Let's get rid of... Could get rid of an island and eventually turn off the Verge. Yeah, we'll get rid of an island. Do you have another consign? Looks like it. Alright, we'll pass. We have a return in yard, which is good. Another type in yard for Emrakul. I mean, if they tap out at this point, then we can guarantee Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. It also means they don't have an actual counter spell, which is good to know. Another EI. Steam Vents, shock, or tapped? Shock. There's Blood Moon. Blood Moon is fine. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think we just exile the Blood Moon now. No. I would have liked to have kicked the Mega Spawn if I had one more land. I guess I could have played the Talismans, yeah. DRC is fine. Unholy Heat. EI. I mean, you've left yourself pretty vulnerable unless you have another land. Mishra's Bauble. Bauble trigger. Bauble self. Bauble. So looking more and more likely we're going to cast this Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need a land, though. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. Draw. Dismember. In that case... kick the steam vents. Grab a Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. Play Talisman of Impulse. And pass. Hold up Dismember in case it's relevant. Once Emrakul hits board, I don't think there's anything they can do. DRC, yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What we thinking, opponent? Mishra's Bauble, target self. Okay, DRC will attack. Two for a Murktide. Tis a big one. Draw. A Chrysalis. So let's see here. We need 8. One, 2, 3. Hold up Talisman. Triggers. Do you have a consign? Unholy Heat. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I don't think I actually want to trigger the return as the thing. Because... I mean, the DRC will just slam into the Emrakul anyways. And again, I don't think they have many ways of dealing with Emrakul. Okay, Subtlety. Pitches the counter spell. I mean, yeah, I'll put it on top. So I guess we will clear the board then, because this leaves them completely open. And yes. And Dismember target you. Goodbye, Murktide. Yeah, I think returns are still important in this matchup. And pass. Draw. A consigned memory. This is an activated ability. This is an activated ability. Main. sack draw. A DRC. Nothing we can do about that. So Flooded Strand, fetch. Steam Vents, no. Otterball. Okay, interesting. Only real card that's kind of a bit unusual here. And we'll pass. So they do have a consign in hand, but that's fine because we get the body regardless. There's the DRC. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, we'll just play the Emrakul. And pass, you can counter the trigger at least. But we still end up with a 13-13 body that you simply cannot deal with. DRC will slam itself into it. Let's say you, opponent. I think this is the game. But maybe you'll surprise me. Opponent's tinkin'. Unless they have another subtlety. But then I just take control of their turn again. I mean, rinse, repeat the same song and dance. On the upside, I suppose, they can counter the trigger and surveil. I'm not sure if that will mean too much. What else could they be thinking about? I mean, it's possible they also just walked away. With 2 cards in hand, I mean, it's not like there are many lines they can consider, right? At most, they make an 8/8 Murktide. They slam DRC into Emrakul. And then we attack, forcing them to block. Yeah, so unless they have... I think what they need to do is just consign Surveil trigger. Depending on what else they have in hand, but if they had a Murktide, right? Or no, the threat, they would have played it. So yeah, I think they just more or less gave up. Alright. Well, I'll pause the recording in that case and unpause it either once we've confirmed victory or our opponent makes a decision on what they want to do. That said, we'll be back shortly. Alright, and opponent has conceded. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. On the play for game 1. I'm a little bit out of it, if you guys couldn't notice. I'm in a little bit of discomfort this afternoon. We will keep. We do not want to reveal Devourer, because we are going to go Catacombs immediately. So no reveal for a change. We alternatively could, keywords, have gone for Malevolent Rumble, but I think we're good. Breeding Pool, Shock. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. So we will be able to turn 3 a Devourer. Lotus Bloom tells us everything that we need. So this is Belcher. Draw. And the good news is this Ghost Quarter will put in work. Ugin Lab, Imprint, cast the Myco. I'm tempted to grab a Sanctum of Ugin, but I think I'll go Temp. And pass. And pass. Yeah, these double Lotus Blooms are a problem. A good example of where I'd rather a Karn over a Chrysalis right now. Trainer. What does Trainer find? There's a Drawari Disruption. Draw. Double Devourer. I think we go Null Drift. So let's first go to combat. The reason why I think Null Drift is because Annihilator 1. Cast Null Drift. If this resolves, I think Annihilator 1 will put them under. And pass. On top of that, Ghost Quarter will make things difficult for them. Springs, Bolt. They have Disruption. And pass. They could have a Whir here, which is concerning. Currently I have 8 available. So yeah, I think what I want to do is Command X2, attempt to exile Trainer. Attack in, forcing to exile a land. Ghost Quarters a land, leaving them only have 7, but that would be enough for the Goblin Bombardment, which is the problem. So not thrilled by that prospect. Another Trainer, which makes what I wanted to do not an option. There's a Flare. And draw. Rumble. Let's see if I can get them to fire off the Flare. Because the best case scenario here is we can cast the Emrakul, though I'm doubtful of that happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we can take the Bog, because we already have a Landing Yard. So 5 types in Yard. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we don't have it. How do we want to proceed? Go to combat. Annihilator trigger. Sacrifice a Trainer. Down to 4. We could exile the second Trainer and scry draw. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a world. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're looking for exactly Soul Land Emrakul. There's the Flare. So flare out. I will Bajuka Bog target you. I guess I should have waited. So yes, I think I will Ghost Quarter now. I should have waited until after this. I will Ghost Quarter. They have 2 Sea Gates. And we'll just get rid of the Sea Gate. And pass. Only problem is now they have access to 8 mana, so if they have the Belcher, they win. Let's see, do you have the win? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have lethal on board. Do you have the Belcher? 6. Yeah. Damn. If Chrysalis was a Karn, would it have mattered? No, because they had the flare. The second flare would have gotten me. Or the second trainer would have gotten me regardless. So... Soulish Jailer's good. Cuts off to Meshi. And then... Consign to Memory. So what do we want to cut for this? The Jukabog doesn't do much. And like it does some, don't get me wrong. Gemstone not doing much on the play. So we want to cut 1 card. Maybe cut a Chrysalis. I guess we could cut a 7-mana value spell because we run, what, 11? Yeah, so I could have cut that instead. Maybe cut a Devourer. On the play for game 2. I'll keep. The Ghost Quarter will be helpful. Utopia Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Looking for a 7-mana value spell off the top. There's Lotus Bloom. There's a Jailer. Cast Jailer. Wooded Foothill. Pass. I guess maybe we should have played Ghost Quarter. But pause on end step. At least that way we could have set up for Command X2 next turn, whereas now we do need a Soul Land or a 7-mana value spell to do so. Fetch. Commercial District. Trigger. Myco. Top. Draw. Ghost Court. Cast Myco Spawn. Consign the trigger of the body. The trigger is fine. Pass. You need to get rid of this Jailer, otherwise this Bloom can't resolve. Can't actually come out of exile. Won't even be able to be cast. 2 trainer. Finds. Flare. Myco. Lab. No imprint. Cast Myco. There's the flare out. Trigger for a temp. Go to combat, attack for 3. And time to see if you have sideboard mountain. We'll get rid of the plaza and pass. You do have the sideboard mountain. There's Lotus Bloom. Do you have a solution for Jailer? Stays in exile, good. I do wonder if maybe I should have Utopia Sprawled for blue, because right now we can't cast Consign. Seagate Reborn. Do you have the Belcher? That's the question. And there's the Belcher. Pause on end step. I'm going to cycle this command. I need solutions. Done. Drifter. Cavern of Souls. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's an activated ability. So, how do I deal with Charbelcher? This would be a moment where I'd try and dig for a Karn, right? But also we don't have a Karn. Counter Souls, name Eldrazi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. World Breaker would do it, but we don't have the ability to get to World Break. Yeah, I think I just lose. Null Drift can dig a bit deeper, leaving 1, 2, 3, 4. But even if we were to find a Soul Land, we'd be short on the Emrakul. Let's just dig deep. Yeah, if Belcher becomes more popular, I think Karn Eldrazi ramp will be relevant. I mean, we wouldn't have seen Karn on the top here. The Karns would have been the Writhing Chris. So we'd have to say no to all. Jailer doesn't do it. Yeah, you got it. And concede. Alright, lost for game 2. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I think this biggest thing that I'll be on the lookout for going forward is like how prevalent Belcher is. I think I talked about yesterday, Belcher scales, Brood scale, affinity, and so on, right? Kethis combo. Depending on how all those things start looking will determine whether or not I think Karn Eldrazi ramp is correct versus Rule Eldrazi ramp or Temur Eldrazi ramp. With that said, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back on the draw for real this time for game 1. I just need... Okay, actually, this is a keepable hand. Soul Land or a green source off the top is what we want to find. Sacred Foundry, Shock. This is energy. Guide of Souls, yes. Draw. Oofda. I might just pick the Bog because picking nothing is kind of concerning. We'll pick the Bog. Draw. Bog, target you, and pass. I'd like to try and high roll into a green or surveil, soul land there, which like is likely, but if we didn't, then we're in real trouble. Double red for dashed Ragavan. We'll be able to temple command next turn for what it's worth. Do you have an Ocelot Pride to follow up? You do not. Of course, we would have hit the temple. Bit unfortunate. Question then becomes, do we... I mean, if they're going to go from the Ragavan, what'd they hit, by the way? Didn't even notice. Oh, they hit another temple. Jesus, we had temple after the bog. Season Pyro. Actually, we'll let that resolve. They want to float the Guide of Souls, they can. Guide of Souls trigger. Let's see if they try and float the Guide of Souls. And they do. Actually, I think I scry draw here. And done. Top. And pass. Draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Sowing Mycospawn, cast. No matter what I grab here, we can cast Devourer next turn, so I'm thinking I do grab a Forest. Tempted to go Breeding Pool, though we have the Utopia Sprawl, so I think Forest, yeah. For red. And pass. Next turn we can cast Chrysalis, or we can cast Devourer as needed. Arid Mesa fetch. Sacred Foundry shock for a Flage, maybe? Guide of Souls into a Johnny. If that is the case, then we'll exile the Johnny. They will be able to float something. March. Oh, that's fine. Draw. Rumble. Debating now. Tempted the Rumble, but that might be all we do for the turn. Let's Devourer. Exile the Guide of Souls. While I'm tempted to attack, I will hold off. Because they block the Season Pyro fetch, then they can cast the Flage, yeah. That would have been why. Season Pyro, so next turn they're going to be going for it, so I think I need to Rumble into a Mycospawn. Would be my ideal plan. Draw. Drift. No Myco. In that case, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go Lab, so we can play the Drift. No Imprint. And cast Drifter. Draw 2. Yeesh. And pass. No attacks. So they're likely to haste a Flage, in which case they can kill the Devourer. We can always then double block, I suppose. Not a great option, but an option. And pass. Flooded Strand, fetch. Extra worst case scenario here would be a Guide of Souls into Flage. Discharge. Drifter out. So they're hasting the Flage, they'll kill the Devourer and attempt to hit me for 6. Yeah. So we land Sprawl on Forest, then Rumble, hold up red. Six, 7, 8, 8, 12. How do you want to go about this? I'll block the Flage. Because Mega Spawn will die next turn regardless. Ugh, Mega Spawn your turn, Lightbud. For red. Rumble, hold up the red for the Chrysalis. There's Emrakul. Do we have enough? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yes. Emrakul. And then let's cast the Emrakul. Let me confirm one thing real quick. 6, so 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 2 would be 6, so no, we cannot cast Chrysalis or Myco Spawn. Unfortunately, didn't hit a whatchamacallit, a return. Thraben Charm. Well, that works out well. So in that case, I can go to draw. There's a Johnny. Johnny is a bit awkward, I'll admit. So we can slam Titan into Emrakul, kill Season Pyro, cast Thraben Charm, target self. I think that is the only option. Go to combat, attack, trigger, target Pyro. Go to blocks. Thraben Charm cast, exile, graveyard, target self, and done. So Flage is out, leaving just a Johnny in hand. Okay. We'll pass. I just need 2 turns. Oof. Plays a Johnny. I could theoretically haste it if they really wanted. I think they're thinking about it. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can play both Chrysalis and Myco. So I'll block the Season Pyro. Not really keen on playing this Windswept Teeth. For one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can kick the Myco spawn. I'll kick... I suppose the Arena of Glory, as it is the only utility land on board. And just confirm this is red. Yeah, should have done that earlier. Commercial District. Trigger. Devourer top. We'll have 4 blockers. Yes. Top. So I think we do survive the turn. Play a Ugin Lab. And pass. Alright, comes down to the top deck. Season Pyro, draws 2. Ocelot Pride, a bit scary. Okay, that's fine. Go to blocks. We block, block, and block. Sack, trigger. And sack, trigger. Down to 2. I don't think we have enough, though. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have kept the Devourer on top. Because, yeah, we can exile, I don't know, a Johnny, but then we can only block 3, and that's lethal damage, right? Block 3, then they deal me 3. I guess I could have 4 blockers. But then, once again, kind of same deal. So maybe we should have put that into exile, or graveyard, but... Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't expecting a double cast there. Yeah, the command would have been good. Command would have been good. So a bit of a misplay on my part. Should have recognized that maybe the Devour wouldn't have been enough. I mean, even if they didn't have the double cast and they had, let's say, nothing. Exile the Johnny would have left just the cat token, Pyro, and 3. We'd have 3 blockers. Would we still be dead? Block. Cat token. Yes. So yeah, I should have put the Devour into grave, in retrospect. In this matchup, we can cut the Gemstone and Ghost Court. And we'll cut a Chrysalis or Breaker. You can still Chrysalis here. And pass. Yeah, had we done that, we could have dug deep with the K command. Looking for a sweeper, right? So yeah. On the play for game 2, I will keep Question of the day, do we think that they are playing Charma? Reveal, trigger. Chrysalis is nice here. I'll grab Chrysalis. Temple and pass. And pass. Tis the Ragavan. Nope, didn't want to do that. Windswept Teeth. Fetch. Think we go Stomping Grounds. Yeah, that or a forest. Yeah, let's go Stomping Ground Shock. Malevolent Rumble. Grab the Sowing Myco spawn. And pass. Hold up the ability to spawn on the off chance that they Galvanic Discharge or Static Prison the spawn. Otherwise we Snap Block. Ooh, someone took a risky hand. Bone Scoops. Bone Scoops. We'll take it. And we'll bring back in the Gemstone. And cut another Chrysalis. And run it back. Keep looking for a soul land. Reveal and pass. Shock for Ragavan. And probably one of their best turn 1 plays, honestly. That's a bit ugly, but we'll take the Utopia Sprawl. Shock. Sprawl. For blue. In retrospect, I should have played the Breeding Pool. In that case, let's go for green. Pass. Pass. This way, if we draw into a soul land, we can play Chrysalis. Majukabong, that's fine. Could be a Static Prison or a Thraben Charm. Wear Tear. Not the end of the world. Dismember's nice. Shock. Rumble. Again, looking for a soul land. There's a temple. And pass. Well, Snap Block. Could just kill the Ragavan. Trigger. Kill the Guide of Souls or the Ragavan? You have to at least block the Ragavan. Block. Sack. Do you want to dismember? I think so. Got a souls down and pass in case of an Ocelot Pride. Another Guide of Souls, draw. Writhing Chris. At the very least we'll have 2 blockers here. And pass. And next turn, if they don't draw into a land, we're going to kick the Myco spawn. That's fine. Draw. Land. Fetch Misty for a forest. Kick Myco Spawn. Sorry, opponent, you were a bit greedy. I'll grab a temple. And pass. We do have X1 if needed. Elegant Parlor. So they have no other plays in hand. That's good to know. I will command here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could scry draw. Let's scry draw, exile, the Guide of Souls. Done. Emrakul. 5, 11. We'll put that on top in opponent's scoops. We'll take the W. Alright. In that case, on to match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. I will keep and pass. Go temple, forest, rumble. Though I guess we don't really have anything to do temple, so go forest, rumble. Because you can be drawn to a soul land, what then, right? Not like we have a command. So maybe we instead go Verdant Catacomb, temple. That way we can fetch into Commercial District. Misty Rain, fetch. Hallowed Fountain, shock, and Tamio. Could be Affinity. Double temple does change things. We'll go temple. No, no, no. Jesus Christ. I went to play it. I guess it registered as a right click. And I pressed 6. And thankfully it held. Give me a heart attack. Attack of Tamio. Could also just be control. Bobble. Feeling like Affinity. Emery, feeling like Affinity. Oh, Urza, Thopter Foundry. Okay. Bobble, target me. Return. In that case, we rumble. Rumble finds. I think we go Utopia Sprawl. And pass. And pass. So we are in top deck mode. Gets a clue. Emery will probably grab Bobble so they can dig a bit deeper. Do they find a land is a good question. Are they banking on the Bobble? They did find a land. Fetch for what? They could go Thopter Foundry here or another Malevolent Rumble. Tamio flip. Ooh. Yeah, that's a problem too. And there's the Bobble, as expected. Bobble target me. And another Bobble. Trigger. what we draw. I mean, I like the temples, don't get me wrong. I need to do something with them, though. I mean, we can set up Verdant Cat. So let's do this. Well, is there an argument to return to get rid of Emery? Probably, right? Now, if that's the case, we Verdant Cat. Fetch. For a breeding pool, shock, sprawl, for red, talisman, and then cast return, and pass. At least this way, Emery's down so they can't keep on looping baubles or grab back the Foundry. Paul will target me again. And pass. What I need right now is probably a Devourer off top would be good. 4, 6, 8, 10. We're short 1 on Emrakul. Malevolent Rumble, as expected. Probably grabs the Emery, I'd imagine. Chooses Emery. Yep. And then they'll cast Emery. Cast Portable Hole on Utopia Sprawl. So we no longer have a red source then. That's a bit unfortunate. Opal. Tamio. Emery. Draw. Yeah, maybe we should have gone Stomping Grounds. Alrighty. Well, let's go command. Now, the funny part is, this will bump it up to 6. 8, 9, 10, 11. So not enough for Emrakul is the only problem. So then I have to ask the question, how do you want to play this? We can X5. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short for the Emrakul. We could go Drifter. Try and find Drifter instead. You know what? Let's do that. Now we can at least clear the Emery. X equals 4. No drift, but instead we do find a Soin Mycospawn, which can grab us a Bajuka Bog. So, Temple bottom, Talisman bottom, tempted on Chrysalis, but I'm going to say no. Top Myco, and then unfortunately no kick. But we at least do get Bajuka Bog. Bajuka Bog target you. And pass. And pass. This way they shouldn't be able to win this turn. Yeah, if they hadn't portable hold, the Utopias probably would have been able to kick the Saga, which would have been good. Because their constructs are going to be a bit big. There's Urza. Makes construct. Why they sacrifice the token when they have the Mox? Rumble, that's why. Grabs the portable hole or the land. I don't think they've hit their land drop this turn, so they could grab the land. Chooses portable hole. Yep. Could just cast it for the hell of it. Get rid of my talisman. Cameo. Yeah, so they could. No, I guess they can't, right? Because it only taps for blue, not any color. Imagine if it was any color, that'd be insane. So we do need to get rid of Urza. 2. Crack a clue. Shifting Woodland. 3 cards in hand. Ideal top deck would be a Devourer to clear board. I mean, any 7-mana value spell will do. Draw. Okay, so I'm going to go with Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. And then cast Null Drift. Triggers. Draw 2. What you doing? Paying cost for what? Draws a card. Okay. Clear. And then no. And then tap for green, for red, hold up the second, or hold up the third return rather. Now Saga can make another card, or construct rather. They do not though. Interesting, and a bit concerning. The core Shifting Woodland can become Urza. Soul Guide Lantern's fine. Grabs the K command. Yes, that's okay. Another Urza. Makes a construct. Yeah. Taps for Thopter Foundry. That's concerning. Doesn't look like they have the win right away. Temur will generate green, so they're trying to go for it though. There's the Rumble. I imagine they grab the Emery. Chooses Emery. They could tap the Soul Guide for Emery. Bauble. I guess I'll tap the Bauble instead. Excuse me. Tempted the K return here. I mean, they've gone through a lot of their deck. That is fine. I think that was a bit ambitious. Because now we can K return. And again, try and sweep the Construct and the Urza. Yes, that's fine. Because we know the only card they have in hand after this is a Portable Hole. You want a Portable Hole, the Utopia Sprawl, be my guest. Targets. Sprawl as expected. But you kind of jumped the gun on that Soul Guide Lantern. And pass. I guess they could sacrifice an artifact of Foundry. Yes. Draw. Oof. I'm actually, you know, it'd be actually good if that was an oof. It's not an oof. Play Talisman. Play... Can you make more constructs? No. I mean, at this point, we attack. You can block with a Thop. Like, we'll have to sacrifice something. Then you sacrifice the Thop. Okay. And pass. Let's see if you got the win. You just need the sword, right? Urza, Flooded Strand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fetch, do you fail to find? Trigger. Temple Garden. So I can't Urza again. I'll attack for 5. I'll take the 5. Down to 11. Draw. Command is good. Question then becomes, do we just exile the Urza? I think we just go deep for a 7-mana value spell. I haven't seen any counter magic, so I'm not too worried about that. I guess I should play the lab, shouldn't I? Okay. Let's scry, draw, and dig deep. Drink deep from the well. I think what I'd want the most right now is a World Breaker. X equals 10. So bottom, bottom, bottom. Yeah, Chrysalis won't cut it. How does Thopter Foundry work? Sacrifice a non-token artifact. Create a Thopter artifact creature token of flying, gain 1. Bottom. See, I'm tempted to go Command X8 to dig a bit deeper. Because, yeah, we can get rid of the Urza. But then what? How does this work? I'm trying to remember the combo. Whenever it comes back, the sword comes back. You sacrifice the sword, you rinse, repeat, you gain infinite life, have infinite tokens, right? That's kind of the idea. So, bottom the rumble. Let's go top in case I whiff. And go 1 deeper. Or rather, 8 deeper. Alright. 8. Oof. Not seeing anything of note, really. So bottom temple. Bottom Chris. Bottom lab. Myco. I do think... Well, actually, I guess Devour can get rid of Thop, can't it? Yeah, that is a thing it can do. So in that case, maybe I go... Top, and then top. Yeah, I guess maybe we could have just gone Devour and got rid of Thopter Foundry that way. Oh, but they can sacrifice it to shifting, can't they? Okay, so 2 things. Go to combat. Sacrifice of Null, or attack of Null Drift, Annihilator. Force them to sacrifice something. Sacrifice that, sure. So maybe holding up the command would have actually been better. No, it doesn't matter. Target the Thopter Foundry. Because then you can sack it, right? Yeah. I do hate when artifacts like that do not specify themselves. Or specify specifically another card, right? Alright. So yeah, because now they can shifting Woodland target Foundry is the only concern. Well, next turn we can drift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't double. I can certainly get rid of Emery. There's the Sword of the Meek. So now they just need the Foundry. They can make the Foundry. They can sacrifice. So I think they can start the loop now, can't they? Is that right? Yeah, they can. So yeah, maybe actually holding up the Kozilek's commands better. Because yeah, now they just make the Foundry. And then they sacrifice, let's say, a portable hole. Choose red and attach to forest. Oh, they don't have any more mana though, right? They can only do this as much as there's mana. Yeah, so in that case, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast Null Drift. And confirm one more time, yes. Draw 2. Now, I can get rid of the Shifting Woodland, or I can get rid of Emery. Emery's a cheaper way to do it, right? Yes, because Shifting Woodland costs 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving them only 1. So I think I get rid of Emery here. Okay. Yeah, so the only way it goes infinite is with Urza. That's right. Because then they can tap the token for blue, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Okay. I'm starting... It's been a long while since I played against Thopter Foundry, so trying to just remember the pinch points it has that we can attack. I think we're in the clear now. Because Opal cannot generate mana right now. I know I can. Never mind. They have these. Okay. So you're making blockers. That's fine. At the block of all 3. Opal. So now you don't have to block with all. No attacks. Of course, there's the Annihilator trigger you have to worry about. Go to combat. What do you sacrifice? Portable hole. Again, we'll go red and equip 2 breeding pool. That might cost them. So let's start off with Drifter again. Draw another 2. Exile Thopter token. And play the Ghost Court. So now when they activate Shifting Woodland, we can then destroy it. Fetch down to 4. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, that was a bit of a close one. We definitely stumbled through that, I will admit. So I would say Soulish Jailer is going to be really good here. Think Jailer and then Dismember. Return is decent, I will admit. We want the Gemstone, but Jukabog's good. We can probably cut the Ghost Court. I'm going to say a Chrysalis. Maybe run it like this. I'm not sure if Consign makes sense here. Like, it could, but it's not the greatest. Yeah, I think we leave it like this. All right. Yeah, so really need to attack their graveyard. Be a bit more mindful of that fact. I think we could have held up the command X10 and been perfectly fine. Obviously now they're going to move more into a control playstyle with Consigns and Tamiyo, so I need to be mindful of that fact. But otherwise, I think our game plan is pretty much the same. Much like with Grinding Station, we do need to be worried about those constructs, though. That mid-range game plan is still rather relevant. Otherwise, Jailer's definitely going to be pretty good here. Again, this matchup, much like Belcher, where Karn would be much better than Chrysalis. But we'll make it work. We'll keep. We'll pass. We'll go Stomping Ground, Shock, and then Sprawl for blue since we have Drifter in hand. I think that makes the most sense. Pass, no Tamiyo. There's a Forest. Go for the Forest instead. And for blue. And pass. Fetch for Surveil Land. Keeps it on top. And pass. An island. Sword of the Meek. Well, that's a bit concerning. Draw. Cavern of Souls. Let's start with a Rumble. I'm going to grab Temple. I'm going to play Temple and hold up command X equals 1. And then hold the ability to respond. Bobble. Emery. Nope, I don't want that. I want Grave. Resolves. There's this Thopter Foundry in there. And draw. Dismember. So I'm tempted to Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. And then to kick a Myco spawn. For Bajukabog. Kick the Hedge Maze, see if you have a Consign. You do not. Bajukabog. Bajukabog target you. Get rid of that Foundry. Bobble, target me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short, so command will get us there with Emrakul. Emery for Bobble. Cast Bobble. Tamio. Ball will crack. Nope, not yet. Draw. Another rumble. We could add 4 types to the yard, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, we'll rumble. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could also drift. I think we rumble here. There's Soulish Jailer. Play Stomping Ground Shocked. And cast Soulish Jailer. Go to combat. Attack. Hold up the blade to respond. You have a Command X2, and we also have Dismember. Tamio is fine. Not playing anything else. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I will scry draw exile. See if you have a consigned memory. Top draw. Go to combat. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tis an Emrakul. Opponent scoops it up. We'll take it. Alright, solid win against Thopter Foundry. We'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. This hand is not keepable. A green source would get us there, but we do not have a green source. Of course, we have 9 hits off the top. So, like, it wouldn't be the first time, and, well, no, only really 1 draw, not 2. 2, I might be a bit more tempted. I think we will mulligan. I'll keep this one, though. And pitch a Writhing Chris. Yeah. Done. Pass. Flooded Strand, fetch. Sacred Foundry, shock. So this is energy again. Darn you, Ragavan. The bane of my existence through and through. Pass, put a pause on end step. Genuinely, Ragavan has been the bane of my existence since its printing. Emrakul would have liked that, given our rumbles. Fetch for planes. A Johnny. Fable. Fetch for a commercial district. Trigger. Microspawn top. Malevolent Rumble. Grab. I think we grab Devourer, right? Next turn we can play the Microspawn. Yes, grab Devourer. We do need some action. Pass. Hold up the later spawn, off chance that it's relevant. And actually, I don't think we do imprint, because 4, 6, 7, cast, yes. Fable trigger. The only reason why I probably wouldn't go for a... Okay, well, there it is. I was going to say, the only reason why I wouldn't go for a temple would be if we see a Flaze that we need to Bajuka Bog, so... We will be Bajuka Bogging. So I will imprint. I'll snap block the Ragavan. I guess maybe there's an argument to not. They're already at 3 mana, which means they can cast the majority of their cards. However, if they go up to 4, they fetch. Yeah, actually, they haven't played a land for a turn, which makes me. Hi, what's happening? Oh, they declared attackers. I want to go to blockers. Since they haven't played a land, if they were to fetch and then surveil, they would be able to play the Flage, so I'm going to have to block here. Down to 15. Guide of Souls. And okay, so they did have it. 'Twas correct. A Johnny. So now I need a sweeper. Desperately. We don't need to do that then. At the same time, it doesn't matter. So we could forest, Sowing Mycospawn, Bajuka Bog. That way if you draw into a 7 mana value spell, yes, let's do that. Bajuka Bog, target you. No Flage, please. And pass. We can't block the cat. Fable trigger guide, which means they can float a Ragavan, which is less than ideal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -1. You know what I really want right now? There's no reason not to attack with the cat. We're not blocking it. Yeah, float the Ragavan, attack with the cat. I need a return off the top. Otherwise, what can I do? I mean, if I guess we rumble into a 7 mana value spell, I cannot block. I'll take the 6 down to 9. There's a command. Would have liked that, but not exactly the best draw. Okay, so let's start here. Rumble. Yeesh. That's not good. That was the worst case scenario. Ugin Lab. And then... Well, actually, I wonder if I should have went for a fetch. I should have went for the fetch, and Null Drifter would be the reason why. There's the return. We can't play the Chrysalis. I'll grab the Chrysalis regardless. Imprint and pass. So if we can survive the turn, which I don't think we can, because no matter what, we're taking 4. We block 2, 3, 4, 6. If they just make another copy, oh, we die. Never mind. We did slightly misplay though. Yeah, so I should have grabbed the fetch because the second one could have found the Null Drift and return. We'd have fetched for a breeding pool and then would have evoked the Null Drifter sweeping board. Yeah. So we did misplay there. Remove from sideboard. Trim Cavernous Souls. Don't need Ghost Quarter. And trim a Chrysalis. And run it back. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of unfortunate hits there if the rumbles did not make my life easy. On the play for game 2. The Soul Land makes this better. I'll keep. Not the best, not the worst. Otherwise, I'd say Malevolent Rumble. Trigger 1, trigger 2. There's the Soul Land. There's the Rumble. Let's go with the Soul Land. Play Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi, and then pass. Hold up the Belater Spawn with the Dismember. Elegant Parlor will pass. Keeps it on top. Play Windswept Teeth will pass. Hold up the Belater Respond. Marsh Flats. Fetch. Plains and a Johnny. Put a pause on end step. Sacrifice the Windswept Teeth for a commercial district. Trigger. Rumble. Top. Dismember a Johnny. A Johnny down. Draw. Imprint. Devourer. Cast a Chrysalis. And pass. Hold up the ability to respond. Arid Mesa, fetch. Mountain. Feels like a Blood Moon. Molten Rain. That's fine. And draw. Sowing Myco Spawn. I mean, I could go Malevolent Rumble, try and find a Soul Land or a land. If we whiff, though, that would kind of suck. So I'm going to hold off, actually, and go Sowing Myco Spawn. And grab a Temple. We'll then go to combat and swing in with the Writhing Chris and pass. Next turn we can swing Myco Spawn again or Rumble, depending. If we draw into a land, I think we go Rumble. That's a bit actually no, if we draw into a land it's fine. If we don't, then yeah, I think we go Myco Spawn. Try and get into the Devourer. There's a Guide of Souls. And a Pyro. Possible that they might be able to float the cat. They do not. There's a Flasion Yard though, so we will need to Bojuka Bog. Dismember. Cast. Sowing Myco Spawn. Bojuka Bog. I should have done this after I attacked. Though actually maybe I don't attack in retrospect. We'll pass. And pass. Yeah, probably not best to attack right now. Three. Molten Rain, rude. Stop attacking my lands. Onslaught Pride, trigger. Sneaky Reach. Sneaky Reach! Oh, it happens all too often, friend. You're not the first, nor will you be the last. Freaking Writhing Chrysalis. Limited All-Star into Constructed Stable. Well, I guess in Eldrazi specifically. Not really a staple. Wait. You didn't float. Why you no float? I guess he realized after the fact. Rumble number 1. I think we need the Misty. Do we need the Misty? Yes. Play Misty Rainforest, fetch. For Forest. Rumble number 2. Grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the forest. And I think we just hold then. I guess we could attack, but I think we hold. We hold. Because next turn we can sweep board. Tis a fable. We do have City's Blessing. And draw. So in data case, let's... Do we want to go to combat, see if they let anything in? Let's go to combat. I'm going to hold back the Writhing Chrysalis. I want that to survive. They block. They block. That's fine. And then we're going to sack, trigger, always yield. Sack, trigger, always yield. Trigger, exile, fable. Yes. Clear, pass. And pass. Elegant Parlor. Best thing could find on top's probably a Flage. If I draw into a command, I think we win, because X4, yes. Command wins us the game. What you tinkin', opponent? We go to game 3. No, not yet. Did find a Flage. Hit me down to 7. That's scary. Talisman. Oh, let's go to combat. Play Talisman. Do we have any reason to play the lab right now? The answer is no. So I'll just hold up Dismember on the off chance that's relevant. Do you have a fetch? Even worse, do you have... No. I'm trying to think what would be worst case scenario. Arena of Glory would be the worst case scenario, but you'd also need another card in yard. So I guess go like Galvanic Discharge 0. I guess you could go 6 and kill Devourer. Yeah, so there's options. Combat. Though I probably should have played Rumble first. Yes, I should have played... What the hell? Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Opponent's gonna scoop it up. But yes, I should have played Rumble first. That way we would have had the spawn available to us to sack. Alright. And let's go to game 3. Bring back in the Gemstone. And got a Writhing Chris. And run it back. can keep. It's a bit slow, but I do like it. We'll pass. Thopter Foundry, Ragavan, the bane of my existence, always. Null Drift, Windswept Teeth, pass. The pause on end step. I guess I should hold up the ability to respond on the off chance they have a Molten Rain and try and see if I'm paying attention. That would kinda suck. EW Sprawl would have loved that. And do you have the land drop for Bombardment? Pause on end step and Ocelot Pride. So we do need something like a return. Commercial District, trigger, Drifter to yard, draw, second Rumble, Stomping Ground, shock into Rumble, Temple, and pass. And hold up the ability to respond, off chance they Galvanic Discharge or Static Prison it. Otherwise, we'll Snap Block. Actually, I think we still Snap Block the Ragavan. Go to blocks. And pass. I'd rather not give you the third mana for a Molten Rain. Well, you still have it, so do you have a Molten Rain's the next question. If you do, we at least have a Command X1. If you do, we have a Command X1. Okay. Draw. We could Rumble again, but they'll probably just ping the spawn this time, so we'll hold up the Command X1. Go to combat. I will scry draw exile. Done. Ragavan down. We'll take the 1 to 11. Theoretical 9, theoretical 7. Devour does not make the cut. Draw, dismember is unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, that Molten Rain might just get me. Guide of Souls. Fetch. Don't tell me another Molten Rain. Flage. They 3, 6, sack 5 at a theoretical 2 now. Oh, not even. Theoretical 1. Ooh. Draw. Lab. Lab, Imprint, Drift. Cast, Talisman. Sowing Mycospawn. Cast Sowing Mycospawn. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, we just lose. Should I have played Chrysalis instead? Yes. If you had done that, we would have had 3 blockers. Oh, it still wouldn't have mattered. It still would have taken 1, and then 3. And then they would have been able to play Flage. So I think I was dead regardless. I think I'm still dead regardless. Yeah, because at this point, if I take 1, I die. Yep. Methinks they got it. Unfortunate. We can block here, doesn't matter though. They'll ping me down to 4. And then down to 1. And then sack. Yeah. Did not matter. Alright, well, it is what it is. with that said, that there will be the end of today's league. Another 3-2 record at the end of 5. So not bad, all things considered. Definitely could be better, but I'll take it regardless. Writhing Chrysalis is feeling fine. I feel like I'm starting to better understand how to manage the mana between Chrysalis and Null Drift. It does require a little bit more finagling than I'd like, but it's workable. We are once again seeing this trend of artifact decks. We saw, at least I did, it wasn't in the video yesterday, I saw Affinity. Turns isn't really artifact, but it does obviously rely on artifact or talismans to ramp, and is definitely interactable with Karn. Hardened Scales. Today we saw Belcher and Thopter Foundry, so still not sure whether or not Karn will be right. We're still getting data on Writhing Chrysalis and crew, so once we get that finished out for next week, we'll see if maybe Karn is the right choice, but time will tell. That being said, still thinking Eldrazi ramp is well positioned, whether that be Temur with the Chrysalis and Null Drifter package, or Gruul with Ergast. I think at this point, like, there's really 3 versions of ramp. There is Temur, which we're playing now, Gruul, which replaces Null Drifter with Ergast, basically, and can use more of a Eldrazi package in the side because of some Ergast shenanigans. Then there's Karn Eldrazi ramp, which obviously is replacing the Writhing Chrysalis and the Temur shell. I think those are the 3 versions of Eldrazi ramp. Unless someone corrects me, I think those are kind of the 3 lists that you have choices of. All I think are viable into the meta. I think the biggest thing about Karn right now is we don't really know what the meta looks like, so trying to craft a wish board is a little bit hard. But as the meta settles between now and the release of Tarkir, we'll get a better idea, and we can kind of figure it out from there. But either ways, solid games, solid leagues, happy with the results so far. And as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. It is always appreciated, especially as I hope that you all learn from me in both my successes and my failures, but I also hope to learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, folks, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!